Namaste and hello, Rukus Avenue radio listeners. This is Priyadarshini G. Your Rukus Avenue radio correspondent. We're coming in today from the Dash Studios in Hollywood. We have a very, very special guest, Miss Pankti Doshi, who is the founder, producer, and coordinator of the Masala Mixtape Music Festival, happening next weekend in the heart of New York City. Pankti, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome and introduction. We at Masala Mixtape are so excited to be here, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Of course, please take a few minutes to introduce yourself and tell us what your background is and what inspired you to create this festival along with your team.
Absolutely. I'm very excited to have this opportunity, to chat with you. I'm actually in healthcare by day. Specifically, I work as a genetics counselor, but I work as an event planner by night. So for the last 8 to 10 years, I've been organizing events for my community, always looking for ways to bring my friends together and create a inviting space for others to make new friends as well. So I moved to New York City about 2.5 years ago and first got involved in promoting for a wide range of clubs, bars, and venues. That led me to establish my own event planning company, which started by organizing and establishing personalized events for, people in my community. So I started to reflect, what do I care about the most? What really matters to me? And it was honestly really creating a space for South Asians to come together and really celebrate their roots, their identity. This led to planning Rung Rave, New York City's day and night holy experience back in March. And then with the success of the event and overwhelmingly positive feedback, we knew we had to come back with something, bigger and better, which comes Masala Mixtape.
That's amazing. Like your whole journey, I think, depicts how South Asians have dual lives where we entertain our professional goals, but still hold on to our cultural roots and try to keep that tradition going. So please tell us more about Masala Mixtape Festival and the team behind it that conspired to create such a great amalgamation of artists and the uniqueness of the first ever South Asian music festival.
Thank you. No, we are very excited to tell you a little bit more about that. Masala Mixtape is a South Asian music festival. It's mainly designed to, elevate and highlight thriving South Asian talent. It's going to be a night of vibrant music. We're going to have cultured cuisines and brands built by our very own, South Asian community and celebrating, South Asia's diverse culture and creativity. So this festival, in that puts a spotlight on established as well as up and coming South Asian talent, something our community hasn't ever seen something like this before. A common misconception that people have about South Asian music that it's, commonly Bollywood music. Our artists, however, are bringing in lots of diverse and different flavors of music to the festival. And we're really intentionally gathering a versatile portfolio to bring this breadth of talent in these various genres. We really believe, South Asian talent has been on the rise, especially in the past decade, as music fans and event experts. We felt like we were in a position to create a space and support South Asian creatives. We didn't want to just be observers, but actually we wanted to participate in moving the needle in South Asian representation. And our experience, honestly, has been eye-opening as we've continued to develop our own personal identity through the experience. I wanted to tell you a little bit more on why we even picked Masala Mixtape. And so the reason we wanted this name is to reflect the mix of the talent and diversity in our culture while throwing back to the reminiscent times of owning a mixtape and highlighting the spice and the joy that music brings into our lives. So obviously we are also committed with our alliterations with Rung Rave. So this only made sense to call it Masala Mixtape.
No, that's a fascinating story. And I think the name is pertinent to the diverse mixed culture that we share in the Indian American community and other South Asian diaspora. And could you please share the choice of the amazing lineup that you guys have? I know we have Zach Knight and Arjun performing as headliners. Please share the other amazing artists as well.
Absolutely love to share all the headliners, the up and coming artists. So as our 4 headliners, we have Zach Knight, Arjun, Anik Khan, and Raja Kumari. Some of our other artists include The Moonlight, Haider, Kahani. We also have Vardhan Arora, Sanj, PDNY, Anjali Taneja, Robin Day, and YDV. And lastly, we got Neil, Shivani Ans, Akshara, UZA, Shakes Prod, Abhi Singh, DJ Aksar, and DJ Sharad. We are very excited to have each and every one of them part of our festival.
That is such humongous list of talent that you just named. And I think all over America, they come from different places that add the unique, I think spice would be the right word to put it, to add their own flavor to the South Asian culture and Indian music heritage that they bring to the show. So here are certain things that we've all kind of discussed about, not just Indian people not being invited to the table, right? I think we are the table. And I think American culture is embedded within all of us. And we continue to grow that South Asian, Indian American culture as we pass that on to ourselves and within the second generation. So what's the importance of Indian and specifically Desi music in urban American culture?
Absolutely. So South Asian music has been in the American zeitgeist for, some time with the global popularity of Bollywood. With Masala Mixtape, we're hoping to highlight, the other genres that would traditionally not be considered Desi music and put them at the forefront of the stage. For example, one of our headliners, Raja Kumari, produced and sang for a massively popular Bollywood movie called Gully Boy, where, it highlighted her music, which is heavily influenced by American rap and the hip hop culture.
I mean, just speaking about American rap and hip hop culture, I personally grew up, listening to Bollywood music on, famous Desi channels that my parents would stream or have through different networks. Yes. So we got the flavor of Bollywood, and then going to school in the morning and listening to American hip hop or fusion even with reggaeton and Spanish culture. But also I remember, going on Desi MTV or YouTube or other streaming places to listen to Jay Sean and Raghav and Bohemia and some of these pioneers of this fusion Desi urban sound that came about. So how has Bollywood and Punjabi music shaped the South Asian experience growing up musically?
Yeah, music was a huge part of our upbringing, with all of us growing up in creative learning South Asian households. With our team, whether it was playing cassettes of DDLJ or singing along in movies like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Bollywood, Punjabi, and South Asian music at large has had a huge influence on our lives. As individuals, we've led Bollywood dance teams, DJ'd, and produced, fusion mixes and shows for South Asian talent, enabling us to maintain that strong connection we have to our roots and culture. We realized when we were young, it started with mainstream Bollywood artists you would expect, like Sonu Nigam, Alka Yagnik, and A.R. Rahman. But as we were growing up, we started to get, more exposed to independent artists all across the world and across different genres. And that's honestly been so inspiring to see. It's been really thrilling to go from attending concerts from Anik Khan, Raja Kumari, and Kahani to now producing the shows with them.
I think that's amazing transformation of just culture and our roots that we try to transcribe into a different format for the mainstream American audiences. And I can say from my own experiences contributing to what you just mentioned, as a singer myself, I grew up, listening to ballads like Whitney Houston and Celine Dion, and then also loving Asha Bhosle or Lata Mangeshkar equally, and trying to balance that yin and the yang and the East meets West. So how do you think Indian and South Asian representation matters in music, whether it's American culture or hip hop or dance or just in art in general?
Yeah, growing up, we saw very limited South Asian representation in America as Indian Americans and, being kids of immigrant families who grew up away from our roots. We have all learned that our culture plays such a huge role in developing and creating our own identity. And through Masala Mixtape, we want to, embrace our culture and rich traditions and be that role model for that next generation, because we really care about making sure that's not lost and that is sustained for the upcoming generations to come.
Absolutely. I think just speaking on the headliners, Zach Knight and Arjun, they have amazing individual solo albums and singles that they have, but they also go back to their roots by doing covers of classic, Indian music that we grew up listening to and putting a Western twist on it. And it's so interesting that now we see a lot of the NRI community, whether that's in America or Canada, of Desi artists now getting publicized all over India, whether it's AP Dinlaw or, Guru Randhawa, and, the list goes on, but it's so great to be a part of the culture now. And having said that, after New York City, what's next for Masala Mixtape? Can we expect a Los Angeles show or, anything afterwards?
We hope to continue this festival annually, maybe even for 2 days next year. So get ready for Masala Mixtape 2023.
I can't wait. And so for all your fans that unfortunately may not be able to attend in New York City, will you guys be streaming or updating through social media any of the live performances that we can catch?
Yes, we have a great team of, press and media who will be capturing this festival through our social media. We won't be live streaming, but we will definitely keep our social media up to date. So stay tuned on that.
All right, perfect. And then another question I have for the artist in me, and I'm sure all the other younger generations who aspire to make their careers or even their passions in music, if they would like to submit or be part of the festival next year, what opportunities are we giving back to the community to make sure that they can be on that platform in some way for the next years coming?
That's a great question. We were very intentional about for this festival, bringing in massively popular artists that our guests would recognize. But one thing that's really important to us is highlighting and showcasing up and coming talent within our own community across the country, across the world. And, with our existing lineup as well, we wanted to reflect the large array of music our community has to offer across all the genres, R&B, pop, Bollywood, hip hop. So as well as, the scale of talent from internationally renowned artists to ones that have, even blown up on social media like TikTok and Instagram. So we hope that our guests enjoy seeing these artists that they love and discover even new ones. So for the upcoming future years, we really hope that up and coming artists and new talent contact us directly. And we are looking forward to working with them and bringing them on the spotlight of the stage.
That is so heartwarming. And I'm glad that we're not only showcasing the existing talent, but giving chances and opportunities for the next generation or youngsters to come and add to that great embroidery of tradition that we're trying to continue on. So again, thank you so much, Pankti Doshi, for the Masala Mixtape creation and concept and execution. I wish you all the best for your upcoming festival. And I'm looking forward to seeing all the artists.
Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to work with you at Rukus Avenue Radio at Dash Radio Station. It means a lot to us, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Absolutely. Again, Rukus Avenue Radio listeners, this is Priyadarshini G. Roy, your Rukus Avenue correspondent, live from the Dash Studios in Hollywood. Thank you so much, Pankti Doshi, for joining us and talking about the Masala Mixtape happening in New York City. Please catch them on social media and live.
Well, that was an amazing interview with Pankti Doshi, the founder, producer, and coordinator for the Masala Mixtape Music Festival happening in New York City, the first ever South Asian music festival. If you can't make it out to next week to be a part of the amazing lineup and traditions of the festival, please listen to the Rukus Avenue radio artists that are Anik Khan and Kahani, who will be featured amidst the amazing lineup. So stay tuned to hear more music. This is Priyadarshini G. Roy signing off as the Rukus Avenue radio correspondent. Until next time.